What's going on, guys? Super Savage 789 here, bringing you guys to another video. And today we're doing What If Future Trunks Went Too Far Back. Now, if you need a quick recap, in the last part, Future Trunks arrived in the King Piccolo saga shortly after Goku and Tien's battle. There, he saw Tambourine charge at Krillin, and didn't know that he was meant to die there, and so he intervened. This then had a chain reaction, and caused King Piccolo to never sprout Piccolo Jr. We now return to this timeline. Over the 5 years, Future Trunks has been working really hard with Capsule Corp to try and figure out how to make a time machine. He knows about half of the stuff, or at least a little bit more, due to the fact that he would have helped his mother in the future. After Future Trunks makes it really clear to his past mother, I feel like she'd stop advancing on him, and so she stops crushing on him and just treats him like everyone else. I'd say about 40% of the time machine is complete, which seems like a lot, but it really isn't. And yeah, and also in this timeline, Gohan was raised as a fighter, because I think Future Trunks would insist that he's both a fighter and a studier, and that he trained in the future, and probably would have beat the androids if he was trained at birth, and so he convinces Chi-Chi to do it. Chi-Chi, really wanting her son to study, makes him still study, of course, but Goku trains him from time to time, and gets more and more recent. Future Trunks would try to get Goku to turn Super Saiyan, teaching him about Saiyans and what his tail meant, and so he comes to terms with him killing Grandpa Gohan, and isn't really affected by it, as that was Goku. He didn't really seem to care in the Saiyan saga, so why would he care a little bit earlier? If I had to give power levels for Goku and Gohan, I'd put Goku around 10,000 and Gohan around 200, due to the fact that with proper training, Gohan has high potential. He'd probably get really strong really fast, and Future Trunks probably has a power level in the millions, so I feel like it's a really conservative guess for 10,000, and so that's what I'm going to go with right now. Then, 5 years pass. Goku and Gohan go to Kame House as they do normally, Future Trunks deciding to tag along to see where this island is, in hopes that he can find it in the future. He greets everyone there, but decides to remain very silent due to the fact that he doesn't want to reveal too much about the future, except for the androids, of course, and Goku's heart virus. Whilst everyone is discussing and reminiscing about old times, Raditz's pod lands in a dirt field. He still kills the farmer with a shotgun, and then turns on the scouter, finding a semi-high power level flying towards it, thinking that it's his brother. Little did he know that that was the Demon King Piccolo. If you recall, Kami stated that Piccolo Jr. was stronger than his father, but this came with a side effect that made him less evil. This is what made it easier for him to turn good. So, King Piccolo and Raditz would discuss, but Raditz would mock him about his even weaker power level. King Piccolo, being mad by this, fires an explosive demon wave at the Saiyan, but he just deflects it, and before he can blast back, finds Goku on his scouter, and decides to go see him instead. He arrives at Kame House, where he asks Goku why he didn't kill everyone. Goku, knowing about his Saiyan heritage, isn't really shocked, and tells Raditz to leave, or else he'll be killed. Raditz, of course, thinking this is a bluff, knees Goku until he realizes that he's not bluffing. Goku raises his power level, and then Raditz starts being really scared. What? 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 10,000? Goku then repeats what he said, which makes Raditz grab Gohan and then fire a blast at Goku, which takes him off guard and hits him in the knee, causing him to fall to the ground. Raditz flies off and leaves, and also telling Gohan to be quiet. Gohan tries to fight back, but Raditz knocks him out with a swift blow to the back of the neck. At the pod, Gohan is chucked inside the pod, and then shut in, but because he's unconscious, he can't whine. Raditz sits there thinking about what he can do against Goku. Should he just leave with Gohan? No, Vegeta and Nappa would probably kill him for being such a coward. That's when he hears a voice right behind him. "I believe we have a mutual enemy," the voice states. Raditz turns around and sees King Piccolo. "I'm sorry I got off on the wrong foot. I too want Son Goku dead." Raditz tells Piccolo that he doesn't want his brother dead per se, but if Goku tries to oppose him, he'll have to put him down. King Piccolo then asks if he can go back to the Frieza Force, as taking over a planet seems a lot more fun than taking over just one. Raditz asks if a Namekian could be so evil. Ignoring the comment about being a Namekian, Piccolo jumps down next to Raditz and raises his hand to the side. Giving a grin not too unsimilar to Majin Vegeta, Piccolo fires a blast, which Raditz tracks with his eyes. The blast hits the pod and creates a huge explosion. "Is that evil enough?" Piccolo asks, really sadistically. Raditz is in shock. He didn't want his nephew to die, but this lack of empathy, this should come in handy. Sensing his son's death, Goku flies away, but not needing Kinto-un, due to the fact that I think Trunks would have taught him to fly. And so Goku rushes off with future Trunks tagging along, because he sensed the key drop, but I don't think he'd know if it was Gohan or not. Arriving at the pod, Goku's suspicions become reality as he falls to the ground, tearing up, really upset. He then looks up with a face of pure rage. Goku stands up and fires a Kamehameha at his brother, yelling, "I will not forgive you!" It pierces his gut and causing him to fall to the ground, fatally wounded. Before he can croak, however, Raditz gives the warning. He says, "3 Saiyans much stronger than I am will come to destroy your planet." 3? Future Trunks asks, confused. His mother had told him in passing how his father came to Earth, and that he came with someone named Nappa, but not another one. This confuses Future Trunks, and he just fires a blast at Raditz, killing him. Goku is in a state of loss as King Piccolo stands there chuckling, stating that he did the dirty deed. He killed the boy. Goku rushes at King Piccolo, ready to kill him, but Future Trunks rushes in the way and kicks Goku to the ground, telling him to stand down. If they kill King Piccolo, then they won't have Dragon Balls and they can't revive Gohan. Telepathically, Kami communicates with Goku and tells him to come meet him on the lookout. Goku obviously listens to Kami, being the guardian of Earth, being very wise. He flies away, leaving Future Trunks and Piccolo alone together. Piccolo rushes at Trunks when he's not looking. Trunks just turns around and flicks his eyes upwards very slightly. This causes Piccolo to drop to the ground, badly damaged. Future Trunks tells Piccolo that no matter what he does, there will always be someone stronger than him. He was warned to stop his evil ways, otherwise he'll bite the dust just like Gohan did. Then, Trunks flies away. On Kami's lookout, Goku arrives and asks Kami what he wants. Kami then says that he can take one mortal into Otherworld, and if he wishes, he could go with his son to go train somewhere for the Saiyans. This pleases Goku, and he immediately accepts without giving it a second thought, and so Kami takes him into Otherworld, where Gohan is waiting for him. Spotting his father, Gohan rushes at him, yelling, "Daddy!" He leaps and hugs him, and Goku catches him in his arms. After some debating, Kami manages to convince King Yama to let both of them go down Snake Way. King Yama accepts on the fact that Kami has to do all the paperwork. For the next year, Future Trunks trains with all the humans upon Kami's lookout, making them all much stronger, whilst Piccolo trains in the wasteland. Yamcha is a bit displeased to train with someone like Trunks, but he knows he has no choice, considering the fact that Trunks is mighty strong. Both Goku and Gohan make it down the Snake Way much faster than the original, due to the fact that Goku is much stronger and could grab his son's hand flying down it. They arrive at King Kai's, where Goku tells a joke as he does normally, although not understanding what he did. King Kai teaches Gohan and Goku the Kaioken, but only teaches Goku the Genki Dama, or the Spirit Bomb. This is because Gohan focused most of his time learning the Kaioken, and so he wouldn't have much time to learn anything else. Goku, however, can learn multiple techniques at once due to the fact that ki control comes naturally to him, as shown in Dragon Ball. Like in the original, King Kai misinterprets how long it will take the Saiyans to arrive, and how long it will take Snake away. But because Goku and Gohan are much stronger than the original, I think they make it down in about an hour, even less than that. And so, Goku and Gohan would get down the moment that Gohan is revived, and after about an hour later they'd arrive with the Z Fighters, ready for battle. Then, the same pods arrive and crash into the wasteland, all three of them. I know in the original they landed in a city, but if they land in the wasteland, then they can go see King Piccolo immediately, because he's not the strongest power level. So, it makes sense. Vegeta, Nappa, and Turles exit their pods. I think for the purpose of this story, Turles would have a power level of 15,000, which seems reasonable, at least in my opinion. So it makes Vegeta the alpha of the group, but it makes Nappa seem even more insignificant. King Piccolo, being the cocky bastard that he is, tells Nappa, Turles, and Vegeta to turn themselves around unless they want to meet the same fate as Raditz. He's the strongest on this planet. He'll kill them. Nappa grins and tells Vegeta and Turles to let him have this one. He wants to beat up the Namekian himself. King Piccolo finally hears a remark about a Namekian, and then Nappa explains to him what a Namekian is, just a slug creature. On his scouter, Turles sees all the power levels rushing towards them, and flies away to go deal with them, whilst Nappa fights King Piccolo in this video clip right here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. As you can see, Future Trunks intervened with the fight, and that King Piccolo was weaker than Piccolo Jr. in canon. Now, if you notice, Trunks' sword just stopped, didn't move, and that's because I want you to decide what happens next. Does Nappa survive, or does Trunks kill him? Let me know down in the comments below what you want, and I'll do that for next episode. But this is not where the episode ends here. No, no, no. We must talk about Turles' fight with Goku and the gang. Turles meets up with everyone and starts discussing about low class and that a low class warrior could become an elite with enough Zenkai boosts. Both Goku and Turles are like the opposite side of the coins, and that they both believe low classes can get stronger, but for very different reasons. Whilst they are talking, Future Trunks notices that King Piccolo is getting beaten up by Nappa and rushes down to help. He obviously helps due to the fact that he wants the Dragon Balls to be kept intact, and so they don't lose them in the future. Turles and Goku start fighting for a while, and then Goku powers up. Turles is in shock as he exclaims, 30,000? That's even stronger than Vegeta. How can this be? Goku then beats up Turles, beating him to a pulp and badly damaging him, flinging him to the ground, almost dead. Everyone wants to finish Turles off now while they can, but Goku doesn't want to, as Vegeta walks up, telling them that they've just signed their funeral warrant. With a huge sadistic grin on his face, Vegeta approaches the Z Fighters and knows that Goku's stronger than him, and so he throws up a Blitzwave machine, and the two Saiyans, or three, all turn to Ozarus. And this is where I'm going to leave it here. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment what if you want me to do in the future, and let me know if Nappa should survive or not. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Bye!